What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Juve Cornercast, everybody. Finally, we are doing Juventus, everybody. We're finally back. Finally got some time on my hands where we could finally put out some Juventus content for this season, man. And I'm excited. I'm really excited now that Tutto Calcio is now branching off as its own identity and own brand on a second channel. Loving it every single time. A big up to everybody in the chat as always. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to also push notifications for you guys to get notified whenever we are live, man, because it's going to be great, especially for the Football Arena shows. Make sure to tune into that show. That will be on this channel, of course, as always. That will be episode 3 of Football Arena. That's going to be soon, man. And, let's discuss it, man. Genoa versus Juventus, the match preview, man. I am pumped up for a game tomorrow. But the thing is, I have some doubts, man. I really do because of certain things that happened the last game against Parma. Juventus, right? Get the job done against Parma. We got the win. We got the 3 points, which matters, right? We saw some positives and then we saw a lot of negatives as well. But the important thing was that we won. And I think that was the biggest thing, man. We needed to really bounce back after that disastrous season from last season. So yeah, man, of course. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about who should be starting as well in terms of the lineup, because we will go through everything in terms of that. We'll talk about a little bit of the Mercato towards the end, but I do want to say that for another live stream or maybe a Mercato video that I might do possibly after this stream, we'll definitely talk about it, man, because crazy stuff is happening in terms of the Juve Mercato. Is Zagrova going to be coming, right? Nico Gonzalez, there's still a slight possibility that he could leave. So we'll see. But yeah, I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. Big up to my guy, Chad, my friend. Welcome, brother. Welcome as always, man. Big up to Carmine. It says, I think we will win 2-1. Genoa will score early, but David will score 2 goals in the second half. Yeah, I think Jonathan David has gotten to a real start. We will talk about it too. With his goal, I think a great impact. We really need him to start, scoring because he's going to be, our main striker from going on forward now because Vlahovic hasn't been really liked this summer, including from myself. Everybody knows for me, I don't like Vlahovic anymore. But listen, he came in from the second half and he made a great impact in terms of scoring that goal to close the game out against Parma. Well, now this is a different, I don't know, because now this is Genoa and we're versing them at the Luigi Ferraris, man. It's going to be crazy, bro, in terms of the atmosphere. And I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous for the game. I'm excited and nervous for this game because it's like, man, we don't like, yes, we won 3-0 the last time we were there, but that was without no atmosphere, no fans, and now this is a different in Genoa. Like I said, they're going to be looking to take 3 points away from Juventus or take some points at least. So of course I'm nervous because of also our back line. Yes, Bremer is back, but we need to discuss about that back line, man. Juventus in terms of the Mercato have not done anything in terms of that back line. It's still the same, except for Bremer. Bremer is really the only one. Cabal, when he's really ready, he'll come into integrate into the squad as well. But in terms of that back line, man, I'm really, really concerned, guys, because if something that happens with Bremer, then we're going to be stuck. And I think we're really screwed for the season. So we need to really make sure, and not just that, but I feel like that we really need a strong defender next to Bremer, man, because otherwise it's just not going to look good in terms of going into the season too. Because we're playing in multiple competitions, and sometimes, Bremer is going to need some rest. So, yeah, man. But yeah, now for me, I think the formation, right? Usually we're playing right now a 3-4-3 formation. It depends if we get Colomani. If we get Colomani, right, we keep Dusan Vlahovic. I think that we could maybe finally play like a 2-striker role. But for me, I would probably play a 4-2-3-1 in terms of if Colomani does come to Juventus and we play that second striker. That's the only formation I can see working, because if you go to like a 3-5-2, it wouldn't really work because where's Zio's going to play? He's not going to play in the wing back role, and that's my curiosity in terms of that. But yeah, man. And then I'm very frustrated with Cambiaso, which we will get into Cambiaso too, because I just saw a comment there too. He did mess up really did. I criticized him on the Tutto Calcio show, guys. If you have not followed it yet, make sure to go check it out. It's Tutto Calcio Pod. Just type that in on the search bar, and you'll find it, man. It's such a good show, man. It's growing a lot, man. It's really growing a lot, bro. And I'm really excited for the next things that are going to be happening, man. But yeah, exactly. I've been saying we should play a 4-4-2 with David and Vlahovic up top. I think if they play together with their goal scoring threat combined, we will be a very dangerous team. I agree. I think playing with two strikers, I think we could definitely do that because, with David's link up play and then maybe Vlahovic will be that type of guy, if he doesn't miss, what I'm saying, that could put the ball in the back of the net. Then I think we could really see a Juventus that could really do something, in terms of that, in terms of that goal scoring, threat up top. You know what I'm saying? I really think that if Vlahovic starts, putting in the goals that he needs to be putting in, I feel like that Juventus definitely could become a dangerous team going into the season. But like I said, that back line concerns me a lot, especially now with Cambiaso with that red card, right? I mean, check this out. I mean, Cambiaso messed up. So frustrating. I mean, listen. Well, of course, Inter's the third match day, which we will talk about in a different match preview, obviously, because this is Genoa versus Juventus. But at the same time, Genoa is not a team to be messing with. We should know this in the past. What besides that 3-0, Genoa has actually gotten away with getting points at the Luigi Ferraris. So I think it was like a win, draw, and that 3-0 loss that we did against them. So yeah, man. It's gonna be a tough game. I'm telling you guys, it really is gonna be a tough game. I don't think it's gonna be easy. If it's really, I mean, listen, Juventus have to be on their game to really score a lot. Like, I mean, who knows if Yildiz drops a masterclass in terms of the creativity, then I feel like this Juventus can definitely do something. You know what I'm saying? And I hope so. I really hope so because I want this season I want Juventus to prove a lot of the haters wrong. Whenever the critics doubt us, we end up showing up. We end up every single time we always prove something wrong. In terms of that. Obviously, top four. A lot of people predicted last season that we weren't going to make top four. We ended up did. So we'll see what happens. I mean, a lot of people are saying the same thing that we're not going to make top four this season. And it's because of the back line. That back line, like I said, Comoli. This guy needs to look for a center back, man. Like, what are we doing? Let me see here. I hope we get both Zegrova and Kolomwani. Kolo was in his prime last season for us, and I think we need him maybe a backup or a starter beside David. But the thing was, right, if Kolomwani does come to Juventus, right, which it's most likely going to happen, right? I mean, we don't know because the transfer market has been really, really fraudulent for Juventus at the moment. I actually see Kolo starting with David and being like that link up type of striker with David and David scoring a lot of the goals. And imagine if we do get Zegrova too. That is going to really be something in terms of that link up play, man. Because that's what we're really missing in this team. We're missing a lot of chemistry, and especially on the transitions, guys. From the defensive phase to the attacking phase, we're missing that creative type of midfielder. That's why Yildiz, in my opinion, the only creative player on the team that can really create something out of nothing. That's what we need in that midfield. I mean, Locatelli is that type of guy that would dictate the play, right? He would try to dictate the play, maybe create something once in a while, but he's not that guy. I mean, he's not that guy that's going to create, the craziest assists and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see, bro. I'm really excited, like I said, because this is a new season. Anything can happen. Juventus, you never know. If they're always going to be on their game, right? They take one game at a time. We could definitely do something in the Serie A. Not very worried about Cambiaso missing Inter. Kostic is a good backup, and many people seem to forget how good he was. No, that's true. That's true. But the thing is that this is under a different manager. Carmine, this is a different manager. But listen, anything can happen. Kostic, has Inter's number when it comes to the goals too. I mean, he scored twice during that year. One at the San Siro and one at home when we were playing at home. So definitely, hey, Kostic could be the secret weapon against Inter. I think if Kostic can work on that defensive aspect, because he has been off ever since he came back from his loan spells, then hey, I wouldn't complain, right? I mean, but we saw at the Club World Cup, he was atrocious, bro. He was atrocious. He was really bad. Um, but then Yildiz is down further the pitch. No good idea. Plus, we played 4-4-2 with Pirlo and Allegri, and it was awful. I agree. I agree. McKennie left wing back. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think McKennie's. I think Tudor is going to definitely play McKennie at that left wing back spot. Um, for Juventus because we all, like I said, Cambiaso missing, right? And McKennie's really the versatile player in this team. That's why I think Juventus kept him on the team for many, many years. And plus, his worth ethic, whenever he wants to concentrate, it's always a good, always good for Juventus. Let me see. Yeah, Juve should. Yeah. That's why. That too. We could definitely do that too. That was a formation. That's a good formation that we could use. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, right? If we're gonna go with a two-man striker, then it's gonna be completely different in terms of that. Unless you do a 3-4-1-2, right? Maybe have like David and Colo, and then Yildiz right behind him. That could work. That could work. That could work. That could work. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, guys, make sure to, of course, share the content as always. You already know what to do. Let's go. Let's get a lot of more Juventus fans in here, of course. Let's go. Di Gregorio. Yeah, Di Gregorio will be good. We should grab Camuzzo on deadline day. He's a young and solid center back. I would do that too. I would do that. I feel like that we need a strong center back. Like we need a statement center back signing because we missed out on Vega. Vega is going to Villarreal. So we'll see, man. Of course, YouTube. Of course, you have to come in here, ruin the fun, you Romanisti. Bro. Then Juve should get Zagrova. I think Juve should. I get it. The injury history, it does worry me too. But look, Douglas Luiz didn't have an injury record really when he was at Aston Villa. Comes to Juventus and he gets injured for half the season. So and then he doesn't even play. So yeah, man, I would do Kostic over McKennie. Okay, I hear that. Big up to Shevin, bro. Big up, brother. Nico left wing back. Joao Mario right wing back. Yeah. But thing is, with Nico, we don't know what's his status on terms of going to Atletico Madrid because it's still open right now that he could leave for Atletico Madrid. If that happens, then Juventus will unlock the deals of Zagrova and Colomani, supposedly. So, the thing with Vlahovic as well, Vlahovic is going to also, Kamoli said this in an interview, 99% chance that Vlahovic stays for this season. So, who knows what's going to happen? I think he might just leave on a free next year, but seriously, it's in terms of the way that Juventus has been handling it, it's really not good. Not good. But listen, if he performs like he did against Parma and starts proving everybody wrong, then of course we have to give him credit. He put his head down, he wanted to stay, and he wanted to prove everybody wrong. You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see, man. I'm really optimistic to see how Vlahovic will do this season. Oh no, yeah, no, I would not risk Nico at left wing back. Yeah, I would not. No way. No way, man. Yeah, guys, give me 1 second. Make sure to share the content, like and subscribe. You already know what to do. Yeah, but guys, what are you thinking about tomorrow's game, man? Because we need the 3 points. We need to keep up with the pack, man. Because Napoli's playing right now. I'm not sure what the score is because who cares about Napoli? You know what I'm saying? Who cares? So we'll see what happens in terms of that game, right? That result. But with Juventus, man, we need to get the 3 points, especially against Genoa. It's always never an easy place to go to, especially away from home. Man, it's gonna be. I don't know, man. That's why I'm nervous. I'm nervous, but I feel like that we could definitely get the job done. Like I said, if Yildiz can be that person that could be that creative player in that team, man, and just create something out of nothing. And then like David scores, or they're all on our day. If we're on our day, we could win. We could win. My prediction on Tutacalcio was a 2-1 Juventus win. I feel like that Juventus can win this game, but I feel like like I said, the pressure. You know what I mean? If they start pressing us, you know what I'm saying? If because remember, they're going to be playing a low block. They might hit us on the counter. What happens then? They might hit us on the set piece. So we'll see, man. Their close fixture, Genoa won. Yes, that's why I said yeah. Or exactly. That's if Juventus is on its day, though, brother. That's if Juventus is on its day. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if Juventus is on its day, then we could see definitely a 3-0 blowout. You know what I'm saying? It all depends, right? If the players are on their day, and of course, against a Genoa team that has a bad day, we could definitely do something like that. Or it might just be a close game, which I figure it's going to be a close game. I really think so. I think we might struggle in this match, but we're going to get the job done, and that's what matters. You know what I mean? I'll never give him credit. He makes 24 million. Yeah, nah. I mean, listen, I don't. I'm not forgiving him. Even like he scored against Parma. You're talking about Vlahovic. Yeah, yeah. For me, I mean, yeah, no, exactly, exactly. One goal is not going to change my mind on my view of the player. 100%. Now, if he starts being consistent for the club, which I expect him from making, around 12 million a season. No, exactly, bro. 24 million gross, bro. Um, I expect a striker to be, in the important moments in terms of scoring, make it, being the decider for a game. He needs to do that more consistently. If he could do that this season, then hey, then I'll give him his credit. But he's not. He's not for me, man. In terms of what he's been doing for the past couple of seasons, it's just like I said. For me, you can't forgive him for that, man. It's like Rabio 2.0 in terms of performances, man. You know what I'm saying? Rabiot was the same way until the last season that he was at Juventus. He started breaking out with a tons of goals under Allegri. If everybody remembers that, you know what I mean? So obviously two different positions, but you get the point. You know what I mean? Rabiot was on a 7 million gross a year, I believe, or 10 million around there. You know what I mean? And for me, I think that with Vlahovic, he was supposed to be doing this for years already, in terms of performances, bro. And the fact that and one thing I didn't like about Dusan is that the fact that he didn't lower his salary, you know what I mean? And he didn't want to go anywhere just because he wanted to, the 12 million. Seriously, man. That really bugged me, and that's why I am not a Vlahovic fan, because this guy is being very, very selfish, very greedy in terms of the money. But then, it's, he's going to be basically blocking off the whole Juventus transfer market. You know what I'm saying? So it's hurting us in the long run. It's going to hurt the team now because he hasn't been sold. Because if we would have sold Vlahovic earlier, we would have unlocked the mercato. We could have actually signed like 3 players already. Because we only need one person now to really leave. Nicolo Savona left. Douglas Luiz left. Timothy Weah left. But we're still missing another person. Like we need more outs than more incoming, sadly. So and that's what the club is trying to do, right? We're trying to get rid of either Nico Gonzalez or Dusan Vlahovic. Dusan Vlahovic at the moment, nothing really, because Milan right now, they just got Nkunku, so I think they might just close up shop there unless they do go back on him for the last day and a half of the mercato, and then maybe man, you know what I mean? No, I get it. I get it. I get it. No, I get it. No, but the thing is that show a little bit of respect. You know what I'm saying? These players don't have any respect these days anymore, man. You know what I mean? And the fact that he didn't want to help out Juventus, especially knowing that his performances have been crap. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a joke. Like I'm surprised. I know. Man, imagine if you're a striker, right, and you just see a whole a lot of the clips of him missing, like seriously, like only like a yard out from the goal, then there's something really wrong, man. And the fact that he hasn't even considered even lowering it just a bit, that's another thing, man. And listen, I get it. I mean, who would want to? I mean, but at least show the damn club some respect that you've been in for so many years, that had to put up with you, your attitude, that helped you mentally when you were down and stuff like that. The fuck, man? Like I would be doing that, man, for sure. You showing with the salary he makes should. Oh, of course, he should. Yeah, I wish too, man. Another thing, the club this season in terms of selling these young talents is a big mistake, big mistake. Unless they see something that we don't, but we don't really know. Because now look at Hoyson, man. The guy's at Real Madrid now. He's performing very well at Bournemouth. Now he's at Real Madrid. Now we gotta live with that, and we're gonna have to verse them too in the Champions League. Exactly. What went wrong is that the management needed money. They needed to make space for the incoming players from last season as well, and that's where I think it screwed us over. Really, a lot of the Juventus players, in terms of the academy from the academy, were very very good. Um, Listen, with Doogie, eh, for me, not really. I would say in Bangla, I think we could have really used in Bangla this season. I really think that we could have really used in Bangla this season, guys. That's in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I think we could have really used in Bangla this season, man. Um, you know what I'm saying? But with Douglas Luiz, I think Douglas Luiz was it could have been a mistake, right? Because we only gave him a season. He didn't do well his first season, but maybe he could have bounced back his second season, right? That's what we're doing with Coop. We're trying to bank on that Coop, revives himself. You know what I'm saying, for this season. But yeah, man. I would have kept Weah. He had some great moments for us and was really good as a backup winger. Was devastated when he left. When I saw that news, right, about the Weah transfer, I thought that Sancho was actually going to be replacing. I thought that's why Juventus made the move, so that we could, we would replace him with Sancho. But it looked like the Juventus was never really going after Sancho in the first place. So then I'm like, why are we selling Weah then? We could have used him for more depth in terms of the attack. He could have been also helping us, especially for that full back role too, or that wing back. Either or. He could have really helped us in terms of that. So I'm not sure what the club was trying to do there. Same thing goes with Savona. Why, I get it. Like Savona was injured a little bit, but giving him away and then not replacing him as of right now, we don't know. That's concerning for me, bro. You know what I mean? Concerning for me, bro. Think Arriva Bennett for that? Yeah, man. No, but I agree. With that way a deal, that was spot on. Very good deal in terms of the outgoing, in terms of what we're going to be getting, right? But I feel like in terms of depth, because we haven't really replaced Weah. You know what I'm saying? Who did we really get? What? Only Jonathan David and Joao Mario. And then you could say Conceição, but Conceição has been in the club. We just purchased him. You know what I mean? So he's technically not really a new player. You know what I'm saying? I guess you could say that Joao Mario was like that replacement for Weah, but it was really the replacement for Alberto Costa because he was going the other way. So no, I know. In my opinion, Weah is like that average rotational player. That's in my opinion. I really think that Weah is that an average rotational player that could help a team in terms of the depth, but he's not going to be all that unless he plays well for Marseille, which we'll see, right? I don't know yet. Should have signed Chiesa back. Well, listen, mixed emotions about Chiesa, man. Very good. And then after that ACL injury, he was just never the same player as he once was anymore. Should he have got another chance when Thiago Motta was around? 100%, because Chiesa is like that player that could be a game changer. And for me, in my opinion, what the whole rumors about with when Thiago Motta was that Juventus was It was always something. Oh, he doesn't fit the system, this and that. I was like, you haven't even really tried Chiesa in the system, and he just got rid of him. You know what I mean? And Chiesa is, like I said, that impact player that can really make something out of nothing. So, but the French league is very league. Well, yeah, no, it is. It is in terms of competition. Yeah, right now. I mean, Monaco made some moves, right? And that's going to be a crazy game. Juventus Monaco. Paul Pogba versus the Juventus. Oh shoot. Oh man. I hope he doesn't score against us, because then that's going to make us look like bums. But that's going to be bad, man. I agree. I agree, Carmine. Exactly, bro. Would you have signed Bernardeschi back? Um, Bernardeschi. Listen, Bernardeschi left the club, went to Toronto, and I heard some crazy things about you know him with the players over there. But in terms of experience, yeah, Bernardeschi could have been useful. But in terms of I would say in terms of the locker room, Bernardeschi could be useful. But in terms of like quality wise, right now, no, no, no way, no way, man. And for me, I wanted Bernardeschi gone anyway. But I feel like that what we have now, Bernardeschi could be a little bit better in terms of that, man. Because he was part of that winning Juventus, man. He knew what Juventus meant, in terms of the winning, man. So I honestly think Chiesa fits any system. He's just way too good to. He makes every team he plays on look world class. That's true. That is true. But like I said, if he could keep fit for most of the season, then I think obviously I would take him, right? But the thing is that the injuries are the biggest concerning, right? I mean, we'll see what he does at Liverpool, right? I mean, supposedly he might go to Roma now, because there's a lot of Roma rumors that he might go to Roma. So I mean, I hope it doesn't happen, but we'll see. We'll see how he does um at Liverpool. You know what I'm saying? We'll see, bro. We needed to part ways with Pogba. It wasn't healthy for us. Yeah. Well, we needed to. But like I said, it's just gonna feel so damn freaking weird if if Juventus, versus when we verse Monaco and then Pogba, man. Oh my gosh, bro! If he scores, man, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. I mean, obviously, I'll be like good for him because he's finally back. Like we could see that he could be, possibly back in terms of you know, finally trying to strive to be, his best and stuff like that. But in terms of the club, I don't want him to score against us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I mean, guys, what do you think in terms of the formation that we might go with? Guys think that we might change formation because of Cambiaso, or do you guys think that we might just what would be your guys' lineup for tomorrow? Put it in the comments. In the comments right now. Let me know what your lineup is. All right, and we'll talk. I want to read these rest of these comments, but let me know what your lineup is for tomorrow. What is your ideal lineup for tomorrow? And then I'll give you mine. TFC fans actually agree with him. It was with Insigne we had to beef it. Really, really. I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was Bernardeschi that was the one in terms of that, man. That's why I thought. It was more about the being stubborn and not wanting a player as flashy as Chiesa. He wanted to play his but his system, like I said, man, the players. But the thing is, the biggest mistake, right, and including myself, a lot of the Juventus fan base, including myself, didn't realize that Motta was, you know, that Motta wasn't the guy, right? I mean, look at the market, right? Giuntoli and Motta, they never really agreed. They agreed on maybe a couple, like one or two players, but they never agreed fully on every single player that they brought in. For example, Coop Miners, right? You know what I mean? You could go on to for we could go on and on. They just never were agreeing, like they were never on the same page in terms of getting the players that that Juventus needed. And that's what really hurt us in the long run. Because then now we basically had like what I would say only Cabal, um, Turam. Those are really the only really ones, and I would say Conceição. Those are really the only ones that I feel like that we really struck gold last season. The rest, no. The chemistry wasn't there. Coop Miners was not the Coop Miners from Atalanta. Douglas Luiz was definitely not the player that he was from Aston Villa. You know, and we'll see how he does at Nottingham Forest, right? Because I know a lot of Juventus fans are going to be watching and monitoring Douglas Luiz. But yeah, man. Roma is a world class after all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys, man, you Romanisti, bro. You guys talk about, oh, Roma this, Roma that, bro. But yeah, when you in terms of winning Scudetto, when was the last time you guys won? Yeah, there you go. Bernadeschi worked as well. Oh, no, he did. Bernadeschi, I think, was always a workhorse. That's why Allegri liked to play Bernadeschi, because he was a workhorse. He knew how to do things off the ball, and he had some quality. I mean, his I still remember to this day that one game that Bernadeschi had, like it was like his best performance. It was against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. That was his best performance in the Juventus shirt, in my opinion. That was insane. Um, but yeah, actually got to meet Bernadeschi and Insigne multiple times at TFC games. All I have to say is Bernadeschi is way more nice. Insigne looked like he didn't care. Yeah, he didn't care. I think we all know that Insigne went to TFC for just the money, bro. We all knew that. Not that it's not a coincidence. Big up to my guy Liam every single time, bro. Big up, bro. Big up, my G. Yeah, but now let's go to the lineup. What we could look like against Genoa. So supposedly, Tudor might switch the formation to a 3-5-2, playing Jonathan David and Vlahovic up top. And then after that, we would play McKennie. Yildiz. Yildiz would be like, in terms of the 10, like when we're attacking, he'll be like that creative 10. Locatelli, Turam, and then Joao Mario. And then the 3 in the back would be Bremer, Lloyd, Kalulu, and Gatti. I think that's going to be our 3 in the back, unless he plays Lloyd Kelly, which I hope he doesn't. I really hope it doesn't. And the goalkeeper would be Di Gregorio. I think that would be a solid lineup, and I think we should really, I think, go back to the 3-5-2, and then when we were attacking, right, Yildiz in that midfield, right, he would go up and be like that creative player in that 10. Like he'll push up more than he would defend in terms of that. I mean, obviously we're going to defend as a unit, but that's what, in my opinion, I think that could really work. I mean, because Locatelli and then you have Turan. Those 2 guys are going to be mainly in the pivot. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what Juventus should do. I really think so. I really think that Juventus should do that, right? And then you have Vlahovic and David up top. Because every single time, what I've noticed, right, is that we leave a lot of space in the middle. Especially when the striker position, right? Like when, for example, when David comes back, right, nobody's up there in that middle, for a cross, this and that. So I feel like having 2 strikers is really necessary for this Juventus team in terms of, creative, in terms of the creative and maybe scoring more goals and link up play. Because we already have a guy, we have, we have Jonathan David there that could really, score goals, and he's already proven that he can out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, and in terms of also when we needed him, but I would say also because of Yildiz, in terms of that, man, it's gonna be insane, bro. I really hope that Yildiz is gonna be on his A game tomorrow, because we really are going to need him in terms of getting the 3 points, because we play Inter on match day 3. So yeah, bro. Yeah, bless up, bro. Bless up, brother. Yes, we're gonna be doing Football Arena soon, guys. So stay tuned, brother. Stay tuned. Yes. Ciao, Anthony Lafleur, my friend, bro. How are you, brother? How are you, man? Hope you're doing well, bro. Says Ciao Gio got the win versus Lecce, and Allegri yelled at the top of his lungs, "Calma!" I know, I saw the clip. I was laughing so hard, man. To Musa after he tried to take a quick throw in, which was fantastic to see. Oh yeah, 100%, bro. I was laughing so hard, bro, about that. I mean, it was just crazy to see Allegri doing the same Allegri things. You know what I'm saying? So You know, hope you're doing well, bro. Good win, I would say, for Milan, but you guys didn't really look that impressive. Again, you know what I'm saying? Not really impressive, you know, but bro, it was so funny because during the game, Francesco was typing in the Tutto Calcio group chat, you know, and by the way, if people don't know, Francesco is the Milan fan on Tutto Calcio. He represents Milan. And he was like, when the first two goals went in, yeah, this and that. And I was just waiting for the VAR and stuff like that, you know? And man, that was so funny, bro. It was so funny because when the VAR was like, this ref has to be rigged, I was like, haha, bro. You know, I was like, there ain't no way that they actually took away two. You know what I'm saying? They took away two. Um, they took away two goals, bro, from Milan, bro. But of course, you know, Loftus Cheeks, and then all of a sudden, this guy Francesco is like, "Oh, Loftus Cheeks, bro! What? Oh my gosh! Like, scored a crazy goal! You know, finally!" I'm like, this is the player that he was frying the last game, and all of a sudden now he's like, "Oh, okay." You know what I mean? Oh, good, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I love it, bro. Yeah, no, but listen, Anthony. You know, 3 points is 3 points. Like you said here, bro, a win is a win. You know what I'm saying? And you needed to really get the win to really build up, you know, momentum and stuff like that. Exactly, bro. You guys really needed to do that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys, hold on. I'm going to also put the link for the new Tutto Calcio official channel. It will be in the chat, so then you guys can go subscribe to it because we're gonna be having a special edition show later today, and possibly a guest could be coming on that a lot of you are going to like. So um, he's big in the culture community. I'm still communicating to see if he's good for the green light. We'll talk about it too. You know, we'll talk about it. But hold on, let me put it in the chat for everybody. Aspetta. Make sure to share, of course, the Juve Corner Cast, guys. Let's go. Let's grow the community, everybody. There we go. There you go, guys. If you had trouble last time finding the Tutto Culture channel, there it is right now. Go subscribe to it because, like I said, stay tuned for all the content that we're going to be doing on there because it's going to be great too. So definitely do that, man. Milan looks the same as we did with Allegri. He hasn't changed a bit. Yeah, exactly. He hasn't changed in terms of tactics or anything like that. It's just the same old nonsense. But listen, Allegri knows. You know, he did it for half a season with the Juventus squad that we have, man. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to get those results when they really need him. So, you know, getting a result away from Lecce, which was going to be a hard task, you know, they ended up getting the job done. So, hey, I think that Milan, especially now getting Nkunku, you know, if he could stay fit for Milan, you could definitely bag in a couple goals. That's for sure. And Kunku, I like as a signing, but I'm not sure about where he would fit under Allegri. Yeah, that's another thing we don't know, bro. We don't. Maybe he'll be like maybe Allegri will make maybe Allegri will make him like the second striker, maybe or something. You know, I don't know. No, I agree. I agree. They really struggled yesterday, but listen, they got the 3 points. That's what matters. You know. But yeah, guys, let's talk about predictions. Let's do predictions, everybody. So for the predictions for Genoa versus Juventus tomorrow, everybody. So make sure to do that. I might do a watch along tomorrow, first of the season. So stay tuned for that. I might do a watch along. Not sure yet because of the time, right? Um, but yeah, let me know in the chat right now. What is your predictions for Genoa versus Juventus? Obviously, you guys heard earlier about mine. Mine, and I said it on Tutto Calcio already. Mine is going to be 2-1 Juventus. I feel like it's going to be a close game unless, you know, Juventus, right? You know, have like a crazy, you know, they're in form day and they just, you know, like do like a 3-0. But for me, I think it will be a close game. And I'm saying 2-1 Juventus, guys. I really think that we're going to struggle in terms of creativity because, you know, we need to get our chemistry up top more precise. And we haven't really yet. So big up to everybody that's also coming in right now. And also go check out the Tutto Calcio show, man, because that's gonna be crazy. It's in actually I pinned it in the comments, so make sure to go check it out. Um, that show is unbelievable. It's so funny. Um, big up to Jeff, bro. Long time no see, man. Big up to you, brother. Big up to 2K Champion 2, bro. Finally, bro. Big up to you, my guy. Of course, new season. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be great. But I hope, like I said, that my only concern would be that Juventus back line, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's been ages. It's been ages for me doing the Juventus. Yes, it's the summer. It's the summer, bro. So and I've been so busy, guys, because if I go to college here in Miami and stuff like that. I just got back to Miami. So, but now we're gonna grind. We're grinding. We're gonna grind. You know what I'm saying? Now Tutu Cacho has his own channel because it's now gonna be its own identity and brand. So that's gonna grow too. So it's all right, man. And this is obviously it's gonna be great. But big up to everybody that's throwing in the chat. I see you, Zier. Big up all the time, brother. I know, bro. It's been ages, bro. I've been so busy lately, bro. But I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back. Big up to Gigi Buffon, bro. Says 1-0 Juve. Hey, I like it, bro. I like it. I like it. I like it. 2-0 Yildiz and David. I hope so. That'll be cool. If you could see Yildiz and David score in the same game. I want to see that. Yeah, but those are 3 points he won't get with better teams. Lecce, I see them going to Serie B. They awful. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Yeah, no, but I mean, listen, Lecce, we all know because it was under Di Francesco, bro. Di Francesco, I think I predicted that. I said that Di Francesco is gonna get sacked. I think he's gonna be like the first manager, along with Jurich, to get sacked. Them too. I think them both. They're gonna get sacked. It's gonna be funny, bro. But yes, you already know what to do. Slap the likes and subscribe. You already know what to do, guys. So let's go. Bremer will keep us the clean sheet. Hopefully, man, because we need Bremer really to be on his A game for this season, man. We need to also be very careful because at the moment our back line is fragile right now because the only thing I see is that Juventus is not really going after a center back right now, which is very concerning because we are desperately in need of one. Like, I'm serious. Like, we really are. Because if you lose Bremer, then you're gonna have Lloyd Kelly playing the whole season. Yeah, Bashkirotto, another one. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly, bro. Kristovic as well. They Lecce do have Camarda, but he needs a lot of growing to do. Pick up to Jeff. He says, "Do you think we will get another center back before the Mercato is over?" I hope so. Do I think Juventus can do it at the moment? Not really, because we need to unlock the Mercato in terms of getting another player. It has to go out. I think in order for that to really happen, to get players to come to Juve now, Juve need to get rid of Nico Gonzalez, either Nico Gonzalez or they get rid of Vlahovic, or somebody else leaves. You know what I'm saying? So at the moment, I don't see us getting another center back. But if we get rid of, for example, Nico Gonzalez, that could be the domino effect that we might need for the Mercato, because we get rid of Nico Gonzalez, we're getting Zagrova. Colomani will be finalized. And then also, maybe we'll go for a center back. If we do, that would be great. Camuzzo would be, I think, a really good center back for Juve. I really think so. I really think that he could be solid for Juventus alongside with Bremer. I think he could really do the job. Yeah, but yeah, bro. But yeah, guys, you already know what to do. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Of course, I'm going to make my final prediction. My final prediction was 2-1 Juventus, guys. So, of course, let's go, man. Let's grow the community. Share the content as always. And we'll see, bro. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I will do a Mercato show possibly later tonight before Tutto Calcio, guys. So make sure to stay tuned for Tutto Calcio. It's in the live chat. So just click that link. You go straight to the channel of Tutto Calcio. Subscribe to that. You already know. Share that as well, because that's going to grow tremendously, man, because we have big plans. We got big plans. So stay tuned, man. It's going to be crazy. I don't see how Zagrova fits into this squad, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, listen, Zagrova, the thing about Zagrova is that he has chemistry with David. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of his injury status, I am not sure about, man. I really don't think that we need another injury-prone player, man, because that's going to really ruin, because we all know how J Medical is. I mean, we still got Milk in there, you know what I mean? Milik, bro, you know what I'm saying? Why did I say Milk? You know, it's the new nickname, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, no, we still got Milk in J Medical. So, you know, you know what I'm saying? So that's crazy, bro. He be the VIP with Milk at J Medical. Yeah, probably, bro. Exactly, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I wrote before, yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, we'll see what listen, if it turns out to be a plus for Juventus, we'll see, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know that's another thing, you know, Fiorentina. That's one thing about Juventus that Juventus shouldn't do anymore is negotiate with the Italian clubs, you know, anymore, because they're just trying to take advantage every step of the way, especially against Juve. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, just don't. But at the same time, it's like, who else do we have? You know what I mean? We missed out on Leone. We missed out on Vega, which I think was the biggest mistake. We should have really gone after Vega. But it is what it is, man. I'll be back for Juventus content as well. Stay tuned for a Mercato News video or a live. You'll see it, because we need to discuss, of course, the outgoings of Savona. We need to discuss also the outgoings, of course, about, you know, who should we really get. We'll discuss about all Mercato News, especially since the Mercato market is going to be closing soon, man. The transfer market is going to be closing, so we definitely need to do a roundup / a review about it. And it's going to be a low review because look at what we signed. We only signed really 2 players. So, yeah, man. Big up to everybody. Make sure to smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you, everybody, on Tutta Calcio. Ciao.
This is a Russ production.